Why, hello everyone. My name is Jugs, and welcome to a video I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make or not. As some of you, or most of you may know, the trailer for Star Wars Episode 8 came out a little while ago. And I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I didn't think I was gonna make this video. So thank you to a Captain Havoc on Imgur, or Imgur, however you say it, for basically giving me the idea to make this, because I'm gonna refer to him as a he because I have no idea which gender, so he or what gender in 2017, really. But he made this long post, well, not long, but kind of long post. So I'm going to read his two TLDRs, and then I'm going to quote the quotes that he had before I continue on. So basically, this video is going to be talking about Luke Skywalker's lines in the trailer for The Last Jedi, which, if you didn't notice, the text in that one is red and not yellow, so I think that's kind of important to me. So, here, the two TLDRs. In order to understand why Luke thinks the way he does, we must discuss someone who saw the flaws of the Jedi Order firsthand, Jedi Grandmaster Yoda. Luke is correct in saying that the Jedi should end because their rigid system of rules and ignorance about the very thing they fight against make them unable to serve their purpose. Luke isn't saying to surrender to the dark side or give up the Force. He's saying that the Jedi Code must be replaced by a code that can sustain itself, study the Force more accurately, and protect the galaxy against dark forces without succumbing to them. Now, I just want to say, this is obviously his sort of interpretation of what it means. I mean, I don't think he has any factual evidence saying that's exactly what it means, but I kind of agree with him. This is my sort of opinion. This video is kind of really based off of an opinion after I get past all the facts. So now we're going to pull a quote from the novel Revenge of the Sith, alright? It came when the Avatar of Light resolved into the lineage of the Jedi, when the lineage of the Jedi refined into one single Jedi. It came when Yoda found himself alone against the dark. In that lightning-speared tornado of feet and fists and blades and bashing machines, his vision finally pierced the darkness that had clouded the Force. Finally, he saw the truth. This truth, that he, the Avatar of Light, supreme master of the Jedi Order, the fiercest, most implacable, most devastatingly powerful foe the darkness had ever known, just didn't have it. He had never had it. He had lost before he started. He had lost before he was born. The Sith had changed. The Sith had grown, had adapted, had invested 1,000 years intensive study into every aspect of not only the Force, but Jedi lore itself. In preparation for exactly this day, the Sith had remade themselves. They had become new, while the Jedi had spent the same millennium training to refight the last war. The new Sith could not be destroyed with a lightsaber. They could not be burned away by any torch of the Force. The brighter his light, the darker their shadow. How could one win a war against the dark when war itself had become the dark's own weapon? He knew at that instant that this insight held the hope of the galaxy. But if he fell here, that hope would die with him. End quote. Okay, and then the next quote I'm going to pull, which I'll try to elaborate on a little bit more, is Obi-Wan and Yoda explaining why Luke and Leia weren't trained from a young age. Which to me ties in a little bit with why Luke has this sort of knowledge and how he got into how he was today. Begin quote, "We should split them up," Obi-Wan said. "Even if the Sith find one, the other may survive. I can take the boy, Master Yoda, and you take the girl. We can hide them away, keep them safe, train them as Anakin should have been trained." "No." The ancient master lowered his head again, closing his eyes, resting his chin on his hands that were folded over the head of his stick. Obi-Wan looked uncertain. But how are they to learn the self-discipline a Jedi needs? How are they to master the skills of the Force? Jedi training, the sole source of self-discipline, is not. When right is the time for skills to be taught, to us the living Force will bring them. Until then, wait we will, and watch and learn. End quote. So that was kind of an awesome conversation to me just to hear that. Keep in mind, I'm not a die-hard fan of the series, so I'm not exactly like head over heels into the lore and everything, but I do love just the series from a, standpoint of lesser, I don't know how to call it. I'm a casual fan, there you go. So now we're going to begin talking about my stuff. Before we can continue down the path of what does Luke mean the Jedi must end, we must know a little something about Gray Jedi. If you haven't heard of them, Gray Jedi have been known for a few definitions, and I'll be providing all the definitions that I've found. The first definition: originally used by both Jedi and Sith to describe Force users that walked the line between good and evil, participating on either side. Kind of like a vigilante in a way, if you think about it. Jedi who distanced themselves from the Jedi High Council and operated outside the structures of the Jedi Code, again, kind of referring to what the Revenge of the Sith quote was referring to. And 3, considered the only way to be a true Jedi, Gray Jedi, just so you know. Begin quote, met both qualifications and did not belong to any particular Force tradition, end quote. Now, to me, those are all pretty much kind of hand in hand. It's awesome. I love it. I need to not get a text right now. But it's kind of important to me that you take those definitions into account when you're thinking about what Yoda discovered in Revenge of the Sith. So, the Sith Code, we should know the 3 codes, just so you know. So the Sith Code is peace is a lie, there is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. And through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Then there's the Jedi Code. There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is the Force. And finally, there's the Gray Jedi Code, which was a lot more difficult to find because I found a bunch of different sources saying different things, but I pulled the one that I found, connected a lot of them. I'm sorry, my friend just got here. Hopefully he's going to realize that I'm recording. So the Gray Jedi Code goes, there is no dark side nor light side, there is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. I shall wait. I shall wait. I shall wait. Sorry. Bad part of the video. Sorry. You might want to just skip ahead like 10, 20 seconds. Recording. Alright. Okay, so, gonna finish up here quickly, guys. So, I'm gonna restart from the beginning of the Gray.
Video record.
Furious here, just so you guys know. You've seen it.
I literally just came in and texted you, by the way.
Alright, I'm talking. Yeah, I know. I was recording. Look how long I've been recording.
Oh, nice.
Now, can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead. My bad, I'm sorry.
I'm going to start back from the beginning of the Gray Jedi Code. Like I said, I had to pull from a bunch of different sources, and I put together, I chose the one that had a bunch of different sources together. So, there is no dark side nor light side. There is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. The balance is what keeps me together. There is no good without evil, but evil must not be allowed to flourish. There is passion, yet peace, serenity, yet emotion, chaos, yet order. I am the wielder of the flames, the protector of balance. I am the holder of the torch, lighting the way. I am the keeper of the flame, soldier of balance. I am a guardian of balance. I am a Gray Jedi. Now, don't hate me if that isn't the code, word for word, that some diehard fans may know of Gray Jedi, because they're kind of lesser known anyway. I took the ones that had, yeah, I already explained that part. So, basically, think about that. Hi.
I was reading, Matt.
I'm sorry. Here, go ahead.
What's your password?
I'm not going to tell you on video. I'll type it in for you.
Yeah, type.
So,
God damn, your hands are sweaty.
Yeah.
Beautiful picture, by the way.
Thank you.
Yates meme material. Is
really
that actually a meme?
I don't know yet. We'll talk about it later.
Anyway.
So, remember how... Can you move out of shot, please? Thank you.
I thought I moved out.
It's alright. So, Yoda talked about... Well, he didn't talk about... He realized that through the Force, there's that little moment where it was like, whoa... There's kind of like a middle space here, something that is more powerful than either or. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a little bit more right after that, isn't there? Right after I said the Gray Jedi Code. Could you read that aloud for me, please?
Here.
Or do you want me to read it? I don't care.
The Jedi Code, there's the Gray Jedi Code, and...
Below the Gray Jedi Code and below that...
Luke said word for word in conversation with Rey in Episode 8 trailer. That?
Yes, here. You want me to read it? Or...
No, I can do it.
Alright. Come in the shot then.
Breathe. Just breathe. Now reach out. What do you see? She responds with light, darkness, a balance, and he finishes it with so much bigger. Do you want me to read this?
I'll read this part. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I feel special.
Special guest. And I'll let you read the final little sentence too. So,
Yay.
how about what?
So
Thank you.
what?
A balance. That's literally what the Great Jedi are all about. Now, remember, passion yet peace. And to think, not only does Rey sense this balance, but Luke also says it's so much bigger. I know, I'm getting a big smile on my face. Some of my fellow
You're a nerd.
some of my fellow not so diehard fans are probably wondering why I'm freaking out about this. Just think about it a little bit though. If Luke is hinting towards the prevail of the Grey Jedi, he's basically saying that the Force users are one step closer to beating the Sith for good, as it's been thought. It's been said numerous times in Star Wars that Jedi get their power through peace and practice of the Force, as well as like meditation and all that. Meanwhile, the Sith get their power from passion and anger and emotion. But just imagine a Force wielder that is passionate about their cause, angry at the Sith's evil actions, but maintaining enough control to keep sane and in power. Their power would likely topple that of any Sith or Jedi in the past, because of their drawing power from both sides. Kind of think back to the Star Destroyer, if you remember him from Force Unleashed series. If you want to consider him canon, I'm not sure who considers him canon. Did you ever play Force Unleashed?
Yes.
They were awesome, right?
Yeah, I love them. It was
It
was a fantastic story.
Right, and I'm sad that they didn't make the third one. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yes.
The guy in that, his name was like, it started with a G, but he was called Star Destroyer.
Here,
You remember that? All right, thanks for that. But he's been called many, many times the most powerful Force wielder in the entire series. He's pulled an entire, like one of those not Imperial, wow, I've been playing too much Skyrim, Empire ships out of the sky, like through the atmosphere and out of the sky. I think that was in the second game that he did that.
By the way, sorry to cut you off. Galen Merrick.
Galen Merrick. I knew it was a G. So, Galen Merrick. And there was like a clone of him made for the second one, and it was a confusing story, not the title of this, not the point of this video. So, you want to come read the final quote of the trailer?
No,
the one this whole video is about?
Ooh, yes. And,
The one is everyone freaking out about.
And the final quote of the trailer that everyone is freaking about. Try doing drum roll, I'm sorry. It's time for the Jedi to end.
Do you know who said that?
Who?
Luke said that.
Actually, I did not watch the 8th episode, by the way.
It's not out yet, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
The 7th episode is the one you're thinking about.
No. Wait, no, the 8th.
The 8th episode is the Last Jedi.
Sorry, 8th one is Rogue One, which is
Well, it's
technically
not. I don't know if it's the
3.5.
8th, but yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
it's a filler thing.
So we'll talk about that later. Again, this is a very unorthodox video, but I've shot this video twice a day, and I'm not restarting again.
And I kind of screwed up. I'm sorry.
It's all right. There was no control over that. So, Jedi. All right.
Because he didn't see me walking.
Jedi ending, a balance rediscovered, and the Last Jedi. Now, does this mean that Luke's gonna die, or is Rey gonna be the Last Jedi, or is Rey gonna die either? You know, those are all possible things. Is Rey gonna start the Grey Jedi, or maybe Luke will? I'm not exactly sure if the Grey Jedi have been canon yet in the entire series, but that right there, if that's not talking about Grey Jedi, I think I'm gonna just say that Disney's calling my bullshit here, like just pulling on my string here, because there's nothing else that it could be. I feel like honestly, unless I'm just not that into the lore to where I haven't seen anything else. But the Grey Jedi has been one of my favorite things for a long time.
Who doesn't like him?
Right? So, well, those who don't know about him don't like him. So some of you maybe right. Some of you who are watching this video and maybe are the first time hearing about the Grey Jedi. To sum it up, the Grey Jedi is someone with a conscience that they keep in main control. That's basically what it is. And the reason they're called the Grey Jedi and not the Grey Sith or the Grey Force Wielders is because they're still the good guys. I mean, I feel like they'd be called different things otherwise, but I don't even know what else to say. I'm just so excited for this movie.
That statement?
Lit.
There's a bag of food with the word lit on it.
Yeah. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming into this video.
Can I come into the outro?
Sure. So, I was really excited to make this video after I decided I was going to. Thank you again to Captain Havoc on Imgur or Imgur, however you guys say it. And I hope you have a good one. Keep your gas masks close, survivors, and if you're subscribed to the Smidwinders, keep it up.